Welcome back to the UK Journeyman save. In today's episode, we have two games in the Cymru North. We are away to Caersws and then at home to Abergavenny. Since you last left us, things have kind of been mixed. We had a decent opening start to the season, as you saw last episode. And then, of course, as seems to be this case, I feel like we've had the same season pretty much the last three seasons. We came in obviously around here. We have a good start initially, and to be fair, the first season was actually probably the best run of results. We really didn't lose many games. We only lost the one game. Did we? No, we lost two games. So yeah, we really had the best season in the first season, which is crazy. And then second season, again, it was the same thing. We came in, had a really good start, lots of wins, and then just seem to drop off. We do okay, but we have periods where we just don't win games for long stretches, and then we come back to winning games, but it's just never enough. And then this season, pretty much the same story again. We have a good start, and then it's just fell apart. But we've cooked up a new tactic. Now, I will say this is inspired by someone else. This is not my initial creation. I have tweaked it, obviously, to fit my side, but yeah, this was not an original thought. This was something I saw. Someone else was managing Alfreton in National League North, and they were cooking up with this system. And really, it's nothing crazy, right? It's nothing like game breaking or anything like that. I've seen someone where like Man United have got like in possession, everyone's up top, and then out of possession, everyone's back. And because the players are quick enough and fit enough to get up and back, it's just a bit game breaking, and they're beating teams like Bayern Munich, but. Not the case with this side. Basically, it's a clean slate, so there's no necessarily style that comes with it. In possession, it's a 4-2-3-1, so very familiar to what we've been playing. The only difference is the wingers basically come inside, so instead of playing really wide like we've been playing, it's much more short passing through the middle kind of play. So we've been pretty much going out wide, and to be honest, a lot of the crosses and stuff have not been good. So we've kind of bin that off. So in possession, we sit in a 4-2-3-1. Out of possession, it basically becomes a 4-2-2-2. So the attacking mid essentially just joins the striker in trying to win the ball back. So instead of sitting here, and then there's lots of space for the centre backs and the back line basically to just deal with it and just pass amongst themselves. Like, so if they were here, they'd just have all this room to play into. Yes, there is a gap in behind. That is the issue. But the idea there is that these step up and these come in to basically come in and act as a flat ball. Not necessarily how it always works, but that's the idea. And then combined, it kind of looks like this. So you can see a lot. There's really only a very small area of the pitch that isn't being covered. These lads will come up. These lads will come into channels as well if they need to. And then basically in possession, the channel forward, channel midfielder. So they'll run into channels if they need to. These lads come in, and then basically one midfielder just sits back at all times. So you've got one who's a little bit more defensive. So it doesn't really get a lot out of these lads going forward, and it really puts the emphasis on the top four for attacking play. But the wing backs, the full backs actually become wing backs as well. So the idea is these get up and these stay, and that's basically how it works. In possession, out of possession, it's kind of like it's basically just a flat 4-4-2. So it's really nothing crazy as far as team instructions. In possession, it's shorter passing, so we're not asking as much of the lads as well, a little bit less tempo. But basically everything else is very standard. There's nothing too crazy here. A mid-block, we push the line up slightly higher, and then when we do get the ball back, we try and move quickly because we've got 4 attackers, right? It might as well. So, yeah, it's a little bit more short passing based, and as you can see from results, if we jump back, we deployed it here. So it was a 2-2 draw with Mould Alexander. So after a run of not winning a game, we deployed it there. We were actually the better side, to be fair. We just conceded a soft goal. We then beat a team in the cup, which I think just also helped the dynamics. We then had back-to-back 1-0 wins, which is actually clean sheets, which is something we really don't get a lot of at this club. And then we beat Ammanford 4-1. So this is where it's probably looked the best. In terms of the squad, we have gone with a slightly different attack. Howe has dropped out for Baker. The reason for that is Baker's just a lot quicker, and I think he works better moving into channels and things like that. Howe's still useful. He's still a good player to bring off the bench. But yeah, we've also made a couple signings. So first in the door that you haven't seen yet is this lad, Elliot Simmons. He is a 29-year-old English centre mid. He is a 3-star current ability, player with no more extra potential. We also signed a goalkeeper on loan. Harry Burns is on loan from Connors Quay, our affiliate club. 3.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential. Looks a very good goalkeeper. He has only played a handful of games though because he's been away on international duty. But when he played, he looked okay. And then the other one in the door is Shaquille Nicolau, a 19-year-old Cypriot winger. This lad was very, very good. I can't believe he didn't find a club. We signed him on and on contract. He's a Premier Division player and he can improve a lot. Formerly of Ipswich and Spurs as well. So yeah, he's had a good start. He looks very good. He looks like a big improvement for us. In terms of other players, we've also signed Isaac Sayer, 23-year-old Welsh DM. Another one just to come in to fill up that spot. That was a bit of a weak point for us. 2.5 stars of current ability, 3.5-star potential. Formerly of Buckley Town, Bala Town, Newtown, Llanelli Town. He likes the towns. Now he's a Ranger. Very much experienced in and around this level. And then that's it, actually. Yeah, that's it. Cummins has picked up an injury, as has Anderson. So Anderson's going to be out for a while. Cummins picked up an injury quite a while ago, so we've had to play Jones Price, and that's why we've got the lone keeper in. So all that being said, let's get in the first game. So we've talked a lot there. I'll just make sure I save it before I do anything else, because I'm not sure if I've saved. Oh, to be fair, I don't think I've done anything. So this is the team. You'll notice as well, Foxwell's not at the club anymore, actually. I forgot to mention that. So he has left the club to join Bangor, as has Danny Jones as well. So I don't know if I mentioned that. Danny Jones left as well. So Bangor snapped up 2 of our players. So we're playing Mehigan at left back. Mehigan, obviously on loan as well. So yeah, this is the team we're going with for the first game. We've got Burns in goal, back 4 of Jackson, Thomas, Ashman and Mehigan, who, to be fair, left back has actually been doing okay. He's been getting forward, and yeah, he's been not bad at all. Simmons and Sarpong DM, and then front 4 of Brandon Barker on the right, Strods, Nicolau on the left, and then Baker up top. Let's go. Let's get into it. As you can see, Burns is a little bit tired because he's been away on international, but he's a goalkeeper. So I don't think fitness is going to be a huge concern for him. He probably played yesterday. I feel like goalkeepers should be able to could play every day. I don't think I would really care. But yeah, so this is the team we're going with. Caersws are doing okay. I think I said I was going to come back for the Newtown game, but things weren't going really well, and I wanted to try and see how much more the tactic was going to work before I came back and showed you it. Because if it wasn't working, then I didn't want to come back and mention it. But as you can see, things are not too far gone. We're currently 6th, about 6 points off second. So I don't think we're not a million miles away from getting promotion. It's just we need to keep up this good run of results. We've obviously been winning lots of games recently, so we need to keep that up. And if we can do that against Caersws, then that's another step in the right direction. But I do think this system works well for us. I think we've got a decent setup for it. We are still a little bit suspect in areas. We probably don't score as many chances as we should based on the number of the XG and things like that. That is very dodgy from Burns. Not sure what he's playing out there. He really should just be coming and collecting it, but he doesn't. The other side of it is we are still not a great side, right? This is a low level league. It's a low level team, so realistically they still make mistakes. I don't think it matters what system we play, there's still mistakes. I've noticed a lot of it is set pieces, so second balls from set pieces and things like that. We just don't deal with them very well, and we're not actually got off to a great start here. We've not really created or done anything, but it is still early days. But one thing I've noticed is we are maybe nullifying the other teams a little bit better, but like I say, set pieces is normally where we tend to struggle. Nicolau just letting his man run off him. That's poor from Nicolau, but he does well to win it back. And this is where we build up. So we don't get it up super quick. It's not Route 1 stuff. Mehigan's got to do better there. He's trying to beat his man, and I don't know why. And why is the centre-back dropped off there? See, this is the things that I don't understand. The centre-back's with him, and he's just stepped forward rather than backwards. You're defending. Why are you stepping forward? It's just so stupid. But that was poor from Mehigan, to be fair. I think if we look at the squad, if we had to pick out a position where we could really do with another, I definitely think left back is one of them. And a really good striker, I think, would make this system just work. There's a couple still available, but we just can't afford them. They don't want to join us. They either don't want to join us or we can't afford them. And to be honest, even if they did want to join us, I don't think we'd be able to afford them. We just have no money. There's no money at the club. The club is hemorrhaging money, and we are doing our best to keep the lights on. But Brandon Barker does really well to win the ball back. Looks for an option, doesn't find one. And I'm not sure if he is necessarily a right mid. He definitely prefers, I think, to play on the left, but because of the injury to Anderson and Danny Jones leaving the club, he's kind of been forced to play out there because Nicolau can only really play on the left. But not a great half from us. We still look the better side, but that we've been seeing a lot of good composure and things like that recently, and we haven't really seen that today. So we'll get into them. We'll lay into them a bit. Hopefully that can spur them on to try that a little bit harder. But yeah, I mean, we've not been as good as I've seen as in the last few games. But hopefully we can just get a winner. Even if it's not a great result, if we can just get the win, just to keep the momentum going, because we're on a good run of winning games now, and we want to keep that up for as long as possible. Ashman tries something there. It wasn't a bad thought. Mehigan not winning his header, and that's poor. He should be winning that. He was facing the right way. Hopefully we can win the ball back, and we do, and I thought that was coming. Nicolau, lovely little turn inside, finds his man Baker, who plays through. Strods has to finish. Strods has to finish that. He has to finish that. It's a great ball from Baker, and Strods has got to finish it. And what I'm noticing with Strods, he's not a natural finisher. He definitely, he's not hitting the back of the net as much as I'd like. So there is a shout for, do we bring McCooley back in the side? I hear from the stands, bring in McCooley, get McCooley on. But not just yet. I think we want to stick with what's been working, the side that's been working. Thomas just launching it forward. That's not normally like us, but it's worked out in this case. Strods plays it into Milo. He can run at his man here. Milo still going, Milo. It's a poor effort. He's got to do better. He's got to think more there. He should have just kept going. There was no one near him, really. He still had room to run. So it's a little bit poor there. But as you can see, stats-wise, we're the better side. It's just getting that goal. We don't score as many as I think we should. Ball into the box. Moncur can't get to it. We deal with it. But this is where we're a little bit dangerous with things like this in the air. I'm not really sure what happened there. Brandon Barker picks up the loose ball though, and driving forward is Barker, but he loses out, and he should have cut back and found his man. Ball over the top again. Caersws really laying it forward, and I think if there's any position we're going to be suspect to, it's probably like a long ball or something. But it's out wide, and that's a free. I don't know how they haven't scored there. Caersws had a free cross in the box. I'm sure their man would have been free, but nothing comes of it. We are going to make a sub, but McCooley's going to come on for Strods. He's not had a good game. Oh. No, not Phillips. McCooley. I want McCooley on. All right, McCooley's on. We don't really have another left back. This is the issue. We can always play Ashman out there. I guess we'll have to do that. Ashman's going to come out, and then I guess Sherry can come on. Nathan Sherry. Goalkeeper's looking tired, but you'll have to put up with it. Not ideal having Ashman out left back. He's not a left back, but needs must with the players that we've got. We definitely need another left back in the squad. I might even look at the youth setup, see if we've got a youth player who can just come on for 20-15 minutes when needed. But hopefully we can go grab a winner now. McCooley's on the pitch. Hopefully he can stake his place for it. But like I say, we've been the better side. It's just we've just not got that really good goal scorer who can just finish these chances that we're setting up. It's a shame we don't have Chris Ford anymore, because I think he would actually cook in this system. He wasn't very quick, though, so I don't know whether he would, actually. That's poor. Why are we doing that? But I don't know. Nicolau gets the ball, and wouldn't, you know what? We haven't played as short as normally. Usually the passes are a lot shorter, so I'm not really sure why we've been going for such long passes and things. We've mainly been building up from the back and building up in attack as well, but yeah, I mean, we've had plenty of chances to win this game and we haven't, which is a huge shame, but it's still a draw, and I think at least shows that the tactics working, right? Like, what we've got is working. We just didn't score the goal. No, we did play well. Yeah, we should have won according to the numbers, definitely. Yeah, but it's not a bad result, but again, we drop points, and yeah, the teams at the top just seem to win all the time. But we'll come back for the second game against Abergavenny and hopefully actually get some goals and a result. So for our second game of the episode, we are playing Abergavenny in the league, and it's the same 11 that played the last game, so we're just going to go straight into it. Same exact lineup, no one else is back from injury. This was only a couple days after the last game, so we'll see how we get on. But yeah, we could do with a win, because that was a little bit of a disappointing draw. Caersws was on a bad side, but yeah, I mean, I think we should have won that game, and it's a bit disappointing we didn't. But hopefully we can show another good performance. These are down in 14th, so realistically we should be winning this. As you can see, we're still not a million miles away, 8 points off second. It's not the end of the world if we're not winning games, but we do need to, we should be beating sides like this. And hopefully we can just keep up the good momentum. Because like I say, things have been going well. We just need to finish off chances. I think we had plenty of chances there to score. And it's just, it just shows maybe a lack of goal scoring ability in the side. But that's a good ball up to Strods, back into Baker, back to Brandon Barker, has his overlap on the right back, finds his man. He's got to get this in the middle. He's got to get in the middle into Milo Baker, and that's brilliant. A little bit slow from Luca Jackson to get the ball, and I was a little bit concerned he wasn't going to get it in, but he does. Milo Baker with the finish, and that is a very nice early lead. Took us a whole game, and we didn't score a goal, and then 5 minutes in, we've scored. That's brilliant stuff. Well done from Brandon Barker as well. It's a really good ball out to the right back, and that's exactly what I mean. So you get the right backs, the right mids, and the wingers come in a little bit, and then that allows the space for the fullbacks to get round and to overlap, and it works quite well, as you can see there, because then it allows the striker to run off, get in the middle, and that's why I like a quick striker up top, because it allows him to get in there and do his thing. But that was a brilliant move, and it's exactly the kind of goal I was expecting from us. Nicolau on the left-hand side needs to look for an option, instead goes himself. We're still shooting from distance a little bit too much for my liking. I think maybe that's one thing I might look in the tactic and change, is that I think we're having too many pot shots, and I think we're better off building up. And I know that sounds a little bit boring and negative, but we just don't have the quality to score from distance. They're all pretty tame efforts that never really challenge anyone. And especially there, we're in a good position. We could definitely make a run, or someone could get in behind, something like that. You never know. Like that, Strods, he needs to go himself here. Or he came out wide, unfortunately. But he's done well to get around his man. And eventually he does go himself. I see, that is when I thought he should have just cut inside and went himself, he didn't. And then when I thought he actually had a pass on, he went himself. He's an enigma. He's an enigma, this Strods. Still 1-0. We are dominating the game, though. And this is where I just like us to get that second goal in the first half, just to solidify us as the better side and make sure we are not doing anything daft. But it's going well, and I think this tactic works for us. It's not asking too much of them. It's somewhat simplified, and it's basically looking for more quality chances rather than just swinging the ball in aimlessly. I think you need to have really big target striker and something like that for that to work. Nicolau cutting and chopping. I think he needs to learn the tactic a little bit more, because we're not really wanting that sort of play. We're definitely wanting people to be cutting the ball in, running down the byline and things like that. But a 1-0 lead, I'll take it. We've been the much better side. We've limited them to pretty much no good chances. So we just need to not get complacent and basically just keep going as we are. Strods plays it out to Mehigan. One thing I've noticed as well with this tactic, playing the shorter pass, seems we don't kick the ball out from kickoff, which is nice. I don't know why that. I don't know whether this was because I know they've dropped a few updates as well, so I don't know, maybe that was a bug that's been fixed. But people just kicking the ball out of play was getting a little bit frustrating. How that doesn't get picked up in testing, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't happen in the higher leagues, and they just didn't do enough testing with the lower league game. But Strods plays in Baker. That's brilliant. Brandon Barker's got to finish, and he does finish. That's brilliant work from Baker. It really is. Lovely hold up. Well, he's just like a little creative striker. Goal and assist from him, and he's looking like a very, very good signing on loan from Notts County. Good finish from Brandon Barker, and I tell you what, with this change as well, Brandon Barker's flourishing. He was really not doing very well, and it's taken a while for him to get comfortable here, but thankfully, I think we're the first manager and club to actually get something out of him, because he's actually starting to do well. He may have just found his level, which is not very high, unfortunately for him. But he's definitely doing well. I think he's actually better on the right. Saying I wasn't sure of it in the last game, but now I'm thinking about it. He's actually had better performances on the right. That's poor. One ball in. This is where we're suspect. It's still just that long ball for some reason. I think because we are asking the lads to sit a little bit higher, they're just not dealing with it very well sometimes. Ashman's been beat there. He is tired. So I'm going to take Ashman off, actually, for Sherry. We've actually got quite a few tired boys. We'll bring Dauber on as well. This game came pretty quick after the last one. Nicolau also pretty tired. I guess we bring Howe on. He's not really a winger, but needs must when players are so tired. 2-1. Hopefully that's the only chance they're going to get, because if we throw away this, I'd be really disappointed. Brandon Barker standing over a free kick. If he could put this in, that would settle the nerves nicely. Brandon Barker, what a man. He's cooking. we've got a boy cooking now. Brandon Barker with the free kick pulls out his celebration. I don't know what that is. Kind of like a nose. He's holding the nose and pointing. I don't know what that means, mate. He's made up his own little celebration there. But yeah, what a man. What a free kick that was. And now it is 3-1. And I think ideally we would make more changes, but I don't know if we've got anyone on the bench who can really come on. Not in the defensive positions where we're tired anyway. We'll bring Sayer on for Simmons. We'll bring Lucas Phillips on as well, the youngster, just to get him a few minutes. But yeah, this is exactly the sort of performance I was expecting. And as you can see from the stats, we are dominating games now, which is good, which is exactly where I think we should be, because we are a decent side. When you look at us in the season preview, we've definitely been underperforming. Lucas Phillips, lovely little turn. How? Oh, that's so unlucky. I thought it was still maybe going in. But that's brilliant from how Brandon Barker just takes it on the volley as well, but unfortunately hits it into the gardens behind the goal. But that was brilliant from how, it really was, considering he's not a winger. He is very much a striker, but that was lovely stuff. Unfortunately, just didn't trickle over the line. But it is going to end up a 3-1 win, and that is exactly what we needed. Another win on the cards. And to be fair, we only conceded 1 goal over 2 games, and we scored 3. So I'll take that. That takes us up to 6th. We're getting there. We just need to keep going. And I think this system really suits us. I really do feel like it. 6 points off second. It's still on the cards. We're still in the first half of the season. If we can have the second half of the season with this tactic, with this side, I think there's a good chance. What? Why not? No, we were trying to sign this lad on loan. He's not even that good. Why wouldn't he join us? Whatever. Anyway, still trying to find a left back. But that's fine. So we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Actually, let's see where we should come back for before we sign off. Welsh Cup. Let's not go too far ahead. Should we come back for... So how many games is that in the league? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll do 7 off camera. So we'll come back for Pennycrock and Flint Mountain. It'll be the end of January as well, so we can do any sort of transfer stuff then. But we'll play these games off camera because I am starting to feel like we've been at this club for a while now. So yeah, hopefully by the time you come back, we'll be very much in and amongst the playoffs, and maybe even better. I don't know, but we'll just have to see how things go. But I think this is the way to go. As you can see, results, yeah, we've not lost with this system. So we'll keep this up, and hopefully things will all work out. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the UK Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.